We excited, and today we talking a little bit about our boy Jack Black. But first of all, let's get ready for some of this. Let's get ready for some of.
Are you ready for this?
Uh-huh. Dude, gets me pumped every time. Hey, everybody, welcome to Whiskey Cinema. I'm your host, Daniel Holzer. With me, as always, is Brandon, the beautiful boy witch, Jordan, the Juggernaut Eames. Today, we're talking about Jack Black. How are you, my dudes?
Feeling great.
Fucking great.
Yeah?
Fucking great.
Fucking great. Fucking just
super great. Jesus. Super excited. Oh, I'm excited.
Fucking jacked for this episode.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Dude, I'm feeling it too, man. Jack Black, Jables,
Like
D, love is deep. I'm very excited for this, man. Jack Black is awesome. He's been around forever. He had a little bit of a dip, came back real hard. He's been in 100 movies as he played like a garbage man, a pilot in Waterworld, Scrapyard Gangster, I believe, is it in Demolition Man. Mars Attacks Flag Bearer brother, who's a dick Marine. He's had 100 building stones to get to where he is. I can't wait to dump into some of our favorites, least favorites, underrated and overrated for our boy, Jackie Black.
Agreed. The Demolition one, I didn't even know until I went and watched it again. And during the credits, it's like Jack Black. I was like, that's not the same Jack Black, is it? And so I had to like Google it, and I was like, holy shit, Jack Black. I mean, dude. Obviously before the Jack Black we know, but still, I was like, he's one of my favorite movies. I love this guy even more now.
Teddy Bear.
One of my least favorite movies, which we'll talk about.
Oh, coming in hot against our boy Jables.
Fuck yeah.
Overrated, underrated, best, worst. Guys, what do you want to jump into first for our guy, Jack Black, the beloved, the musically, comedically talented Jables?
Do we want to talk about those off the bat, or we want to talk about some notables that maybe aren't in any of those lists, but still should be talked about?
Absolutely. We could definitely do that.
Because I've got one that I can think of off the top of my head that I wouldn't say it's overrated or underrated, because I don't think it was rated in the slightest, as it shouldn't have been. It was Year One.
Oh, man.
Coming in hot.
So it's my underrated.
Is it?
Yeah. I like this movie. This movie's fun. Stupid? Yeah. If you don't like this, I get it.
I just remember when I watched it the first time laughing so much more. And I watched it yesterday or earlier this morning. I watched it and I was just like, oh, man. I just remember this being so much better.
Yeah, and it was on Netflix. I watched that one too.
Mm-hmm.
I actually I thought it was just as good the second time.
See, maybe I was tired. Maybe I was tired. I don't know. But it's got a good cast of like random supporting members.
Great cast. Great cast.
Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
He's talking shit with David Cross.
Yeah.
Ed Bastian.
Paul and Abel, or was it Cain and Abel? They're brothers and they want to kill each other. Oh, it's so funny.
He says, what do I continue to do? And he just fucking keeps beating him over the head every time he pops up.
Michael Cera. I was not impressed by this movie, but I think I was more let down because there are so many great actors in this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, oh my God, what a slam dunk. This must be fantastic.
Yeah.
Michael Cera. But the scene where he's hanging upside down, he has to pee and he pees on his own face. It's such an easy joke, but for some reason, I still laugh thinking about it. I don't know why.
Sometimes the easiest jokes are the best.
It's true. Sometimes those low-hanging fruit, they really hit the, you can
the closest fruit. The low-hanging fruit is the closest.
Forbidden fruit. Ask me a question. Go ahead. Anything. Where do babies come from? Next, another question. Give me another question. He just does it like 3 times, and it's like one of those things you can do one time and move on, and they like keep punching it, but they don't overdo it, which is why I'm saying, like, I don't think it's a bad movie. I don't think it's a good movie. I just think it's a movie he made that I got a few chuckles at, and
Yeah.
a few less chuckles the second time I watched it.
Absolutely.
Hank Azaria is Abraham.
I love Hank Azaria. I love him.
I love Hank Azaria, and that dude fucking kills me in this role.
So funny.
He's like, whoops, every time, because he uses that, like, where's thine, brother and shit like that. And what? Yeah, we are thine from thine and stuff. Like, and they just, like, don't understand the language. Like, that shit kills me. But, I mean, he's done a lot of movies also. Like, I didn't think he did as many movies.
Hank Azaria?
No, Jack Black.
Yeah,
he's been busy, man. He hit that high peak with High Fidelity, where he turned into a real movie star. But before that, he played radio technician in Enemy of the State with Will Smith, or he was in Cable Guy as third best friend. We got Josh checking in saying, "What's up, guys?" Jordan, your hoodie's fire. Josh is saying he loves it.
Love it.
If you're watching this, as always, please click on the video, comment so we can see your comments. We love seeing you guys commenting. And why wouldn't you want to comment on a Jack Black episode? This is going to be fun on a bun.
It's true.
Fun on a bun.
This is pretty. This is like an easy one to decipher. It's going to be fun. It's Jack Black. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not gonna say he's great, but he's great.
How dare you?
I'm gonna say he's perfect.
Yeah. Someone made a post calling him a demigod, and I think they messed up by adding the word demi to it.
You're like, it's super underrated. The demigod is underrated. He's a full-blown god. He's a rock god. Okay, that's what he is. If you know
what the man. Let me hear you applaud. Can't you see?
Sorry.
He blows the guy's head off with his voice.
I want to talk about a couple that probably aren't on our list, but they are the meat of Jack Black, where you really get a feeling for them. They might be on one of your underrateds or overrateds, but Shallow Hal is one he did with Jason Alexander and Gwyneth Paltrow, where the face is harsh. Why is the face harsh?
It is. Hate that movie. Hate it.
Movie's trash.
Jack Black. It was terrible.
This movie's walk off the plane bad. During
I got one chuckle out of this movie, even as a kid watching it. And it's when he's in the fucking elevator with that guy, and the dude just plants his fucking face or his hand over his face. He's like, "Devils, come here!" He's like, "Lay off me, banana hands." That's all I laughed at that entire movie. Because I've called people banana hands all the time. Anyone who's tall, who has bigger hands than me, is banana hands.
Lay off me, banana hands.
Yeah, get off me, banana hands. And he fucking just palms his face. Kills me. But that's the one joke in that whole movie that I laughed at. And I was so disappointed because I love Jack Black.
I like the concept of the movie, but it's fucking garbage.
Yeah, it's a movie you can't make now.
Well, you can't make much now.
True.
All movies are canceled.
Fuck, basically. It's ridiculous.
We're not doing it. We're not doing it. Yeah, no, you're not far off. People are getting too offended. A lot of his movies, a lot of his roles are pretty rough. Some of his co-stars literally wear blackface in one of his movies that I watched recently.
And I love that movie.
Honestly, I'm not apologizing. I watched it again. I found new parts that I laughed at every time I watched it.
Me too. Like, well, let's get into this movie. Okay, let's
do it. This
was my underrated.
Ooh, yeah.
I felt like people didn't watch it because it's like, oh, it's a funny comedy. Like, it's a comedy movie that's an action movie. And it's not the best movie, but I personally love this movie. The scene where he finally decides to just throw him into the shit with hidden cameras, and the director's like, "I'll be here watching the whole time to get everything," and he turns around and boom, and just blows up. He's like, "Oh, kerpow!" Steps on a landmine.
Stephen Coogan, who plays the British director, who's like, "I can't work with these actors. They're all babies." Les Roseman, who's Tom Cruise, says, "You know how you deal with babies? You bend them over, you pull up their pants, you spank their ass until they act like men."
This is Tom Cruise's best movie.
100%. I agree.
What a great costume would be to be Les Grossman. Big forearms, furry, scream at people. Find out who that is. My favorite scene that he does, he goes, why don't you take one step back and literally fuck your own face? And then he hangs up the phone. He goes to Bill Hader, find out who that is. Find out who I was just talking to.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even know who it was.
Wasn't it Matthew McConaughey's assistant?
Matthew McConaughey was
Fantastic.
Was Ben Stiller's assistant?
Ben
Yeah.
Stiller's agent. His agent.
Yeah, agent. He acted like an assistant.
Yeah,
He ran in because they didn't have a TiVo contract for Ben Stiller. And he ran in and she's like, you can't go in there. He has a meeting. He's like, yeah, he does in about 2 minutes with the pecker. And he ran into there.
Yeah.
So funny. All of the people in it, which is it's a Ben Stiller brainchild, right? Written, produced, starred, and then essentially asked all of his friends for favors. Got Robert Downey Jr. in there, all these people to work on it. Mick Nolte, literally, if you just saw this cast on a film, you'd be part of it. Jack Black plays a Dolph Lundgren junkie.
I ran out of gummy bears.
Gummy bears.
They're gonna when my favorite little physical comedy bit in that is every time when he's doing it and somebody gets close, you just see a poof, and you see the puff of the heroin just blow up. When you get the guy from How to Train Your Dragon comes, he's like, "What is that?" And he's just like, "What?" And he just poof, and he's like, "They're gummy bears. They're my gummy bears.
They're nothing." How about when the bat takes and flies off, and he's like, "No!" and he goes to get it. And then it flies and it falls. He's like, ha ha, you OD'd. You're mine. And he jumps on and starts drinking his blood. I'm like, man, what are you doing?
That's when they're all like, okay, there's a real problem here.
You have to literally tie me to a tree. Tie me to a tree.
The entire time he's just doing like weird little like jaw movements and
it's so funny. So
eyes
good.
keep darting back and forth.
He's like, we got to go save Ben Stiller. And like, I think that's actually a heroin plant down there. And he's like, I'm sorry? Where would you think they're making it? If you had to, strong guess. Where you?
It's like, where do you think their storage is? Where you just have all of it?
Flaming Dragon. I love Tropic Thunder. Tropic Thunder for me, as an underrated, I'm not mad at it at all. It's not my pick for underrated because a lot of people have seen it.
Yeah, I don't hate it as underrated either. I mean,
great.
I think it got a lot of hype. People
I think
love
so.
it,
I mean,
but I'll accept it.
underrated because my favorites. I don't have a slash on this one. It's pretty definitive.
That's a first.
Well, I know. I was impressed, but I mean, it's Jack Black, and I have a definitive favorite, and so I was like, you know what, my second favorite will be my underrated because I think more people should watch Tropic Thunder if you haven't. It's
I'm
fantastic.
excited to hear everybody's favorites on his because I think we might all go different.
I think so.
So you're absolutely right, Brandon. With this actor, all three of us can have different favorites, and all of us could be like this. Good one. That's a good pick.
For sure.
He has different echelons of how good this guy is in different roles. He's had some serious ones. Bernie, King of Polka. If you guys have seen those, they're interesting in different ways. The D Train, which is not about Tenacious D, but they're not his
That
best.
was deceiving.
Should be. Should be.
They got my money on accident. But
They got me to watch. I thought it was something else.
He's done great drama roles. He's kind of like a Jim Carrey. They're good at drama, but literally should stick with him cartwheeling. We're going to rock. We're going to rock today. Now do it. It's a long handshake. We'll start it right now. We'll finish it after break. You know when he's fantastic, and that's when he's in his element, which is him just being so entertaining and energetic. Brandon, I need to know what your underrated is. I need it.
My underrated was Year One.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was your underrated.
That was my underrated because I enjoyed that movie. I thought that movie was going to suck ass.
Yeah. Like I said, I liked it the first time through. The second time, I didn't laugh as much. So I was just like, oh.
I think I watched the second time high, though.
Smart.
Every movie's better high.
Honestly, any one of his movies, if you're high, could be 10 times better than they truly are.
Dude, your suggestion is a perfect segue into my underrated, which I have a slash for mine because one's a video game.
Jesus Christ, man. Can you not for once?
I maybe next time, not this time. Brutal Legend is a video game where he played a roadie.
Dude, I fucking love this video. I bought a PlayStation just for this game.
Right? He plays a roadie. It's essentially Jack Black in real life fighting evil demons with the power of rock, kind of an RTS, kind of like a Dota or a I'm trying to think, like a Warcraft, old-timey Warcraft. Fun story, awesome, filled with he has great rock gods. Ronnie Dio voices it. The lead singers of Metallica, of all these great bands are in there, and he got them to voice different characters. And you know who plays the main bad guy's voice? Tim Curry. I mean, tell me about this not being a good game. You're out of your mind.
True.
Brutal Legend's my favorite for a video game because I don't think a lot of people have played it. But my underrated is Your Perfect Stoner movie, which got some of the worst ratings and reception ever, which was Tenacious D, Pick of Destiny. And I love myself some Tenacious D. I'm a big fan of them. I have been for a long time. When they made this movie, I was stoked. Liked the movie, saw the reception, and they just blasted it. They're like, maybe you had to be high to like this movie. And I was like, maybe you had to have a soul.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that was your problem.
I agree.
Soulless fucks.
That's right.
I won't lie. This is my favorite movie of his.
Oh, yes!
I knew that would be yours. I knew
I
it.
fucking love Tenacious D. The Pick of Destiny. Tenacious D's first album being the only kid, I swear to God, in my high school that ever heard of this. And then showing my buddies, and they're like, this is Jack Black. I'm like, yeah, dude. Trust me, it's amazing. And only one of them really took to it. The others are like, I mean, it's funny. I'm like, no, it's fucking amazing, is what it is.
Right. I hope you're not friends with them anymore.
I'm not. They're not good people anymore. That's basically
how
it comes down to. When he first meets Kyle Gass on the beach and he's got that fucking head of hair and he's sitting there strumming a guitar and they link up and he's like, we had magic. And he's like, KG Solo Man 5000. And he with that stupid ass name. Just
I almost spit up my drink. I forgot that was his name. And he flips the guitar pick at him. And Jack's like, hey man, can I ask you a question? He's like, can you give me some space, actually?
Yeah, and he's like,
you're in my bubble.
His fucking hair out of his face.
And then he starts singing the brilliant dun 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 dun
classic dun, man. That song is classic.
If you hear that song without lyrics, you add them now.
You're fucking rocking, you're fucking rolling.
Love it, dude. Love this one so much.
Greatest musical of all time.
100%, dude. And I love musicals.
Love that idea. It's what I watch. It's one I watch. Right.
Nothing beats this musical. Fucking the things they bring up in this movie that were talked about on previous albums, like cock push-ups.
Cock push-up. Well, you can only do one.
He's like,
what is all you need?
He's like, one's really all you need, man. He's like, what's a cock push-up? When you lay down flat on the ground and use your boner to lift you up off the ground. so stupid. Funny. And he's sitting there within like the lasers, and he's just like, and you get Kyle Gass, he's like, use the cock. And he's like, and he fucking pushes the button to shut the lasers off with his boner. Fucking
dude, kills me. I'm in California now. There's a hallway. I'm definitely gonna power slide after this episode because I need to see how good my power slide would be down a long stretch of wood hall.
I love that he did it on a rug at first, on carpet.
Oh no. Rough. The gig simulator.
Yeah. Put the helmet on.
You stand up there in a football helmet and he just like swings and throws food at him and all this shit.
The delivery guys there.
Yes.
Dude, so funny.
You mean Lee?
Lovely.
He's like some Zaw, and he fucking loves their music, thinks they're the greatest thing, gives them discounts on their Zaw. The movie's so ridiculous and yet so amazing at the same time.
I first wanted to say, I want to say real quick too that this is not the greatest podcast episode about Jack Black in the world. This is just a tribute. I want to let everybody know out there that this is important.
You got to believe me, and I wish you were there. And it's just a matter of opinion.
Me and my cousin Ronnie hollowed out a giant Tasmanian devil when we were 14. And did a video to tribute. We were big Tanakh fans, me and him. And if I had that video today, I would burn it.
That's the greatest music video of all time. When they're in the photo booth, he's like, I got a studio session lined up for us. He's like,
I remember watching that on MTV.
And they
TRL.
You see people passing this fucking photo booth, and these dudes just rocking it out in there. So funny. You get
How about David Grohl as the devil?
Dave Grohl is the devil.
One of the best musicians.
No, it's the only time I've liked Foo Fighters or Dave Grohl in anything.
I mean, I like Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl is a person, good guy. Dave Grohl is a musician, not my jam, not my thing.
Crazy. You're completely bonkers.
He knows everything. He knows
he plays every instrument.
Every instrument.
Okay, good for him. I'm not saying he's not talented. I'm saying it's a no for me, dog. Dave Grohl, no for me. His best musical performance is as a devil with Tenacious D. Some Tanakh.
I have butt tattoo too.
Whip crack with the flip tail.
I love Tenacious D. That's my underrated. I love that.
Love it.
I love that that's your best. I liked it because he got everyone he wanted. He wanted his dad to be Meatloaf. He wanted Ben Stiller to cameo in it, who he was with in Orange County for a really small scene, but it's super memorable as the firefighter.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted all his guys in there, and Tim Robbins is the psychopath is a part that is super underrated. Where he's like,
I like it.
I'm going to stab you. And he's like,
Tim Robbins' greatest movie?
What's that?
It's the Tim Robbins' greatest movie?
Right.
Everything in Tenacious D.
Nah, I can't say. I love Shawshank.
You're right.
Oh God, Tim Robbins is a very critically acclaimed actor.
He's got
but I
one
do love
great
that part.
movie other than Tenacious D, and that's Shawshank. Calm down.
He's like a Russian or something like that too, like some super psychotic dude. Just because doesn't he tell him about isn't he the one that tells Jack about the pick?
And he shows the paperwork that has all of the lasers, and he's like, "Last time I went in there, it took my leg."
Yes.
And then at the end, he's like, "Give me the pick." And they're like, "No, man." He's like, "Come over here so I can fucking stab you." They're like,
I love that. Like, that's lazy.
Why would we do that? We're not. He's like,
"Fine."
"Fine."
I would do like, "Hey, listen, you're kind of a far walk, but I want to kill you."
This is the laziest serial killer of all time. Hey, no, all right, you,
Murr.
Yeah, Murr. But also, Murr, I'm gonna stab you. He tells them, and then they go, "No, dude, why would we do that?" And he's like, "Fine, here I come."
Be deceiving.
At the end, they're like, "All right, bring out the BOD." He's like, "What?" It's like the bong of destiny, and it's the devil's horn that they've turned into a bong.
So good,
funny. That final scene, Beelzebub boss, that final showdown between them and the devil, and he fucking offers up KG as his slave. And he says, "You're gonna gargle mayonnaise."
Gonna gargle the mayonnaise unless we bust this massive monster around jam.
And he says, "We've been through so much shit.
With my dick. Now it's time to blow this fucker down."
And I love it after they go into their big scene, and he's like, "You guys are fucking lame. Come on,
lose.
You're coming with me."
Which is embarrassing for me. I rocked hard to that.
Oh, dude, 100%.
Yeah.
Who did it? He's sitting there strumming on the fucking acoustic guitar.
Gargle mayonnaise.
I like it when he tells them, he's like, well, I'll do that deal, but what do I get? And he's like, "Then you can take Cage back to hell." And Cage goes, What? Trust me, Cage, it's the only way.
It's the only way
to be your little bitch.
Fine.
Love it.
And I love it that Dave Grohl did. And again, it was not your cup of tea, but he played every instrument that he did in his riff as the devil. And he's sitting there on the fucking 2 bass drums, just hammering out the fucking drum solo. Oh, I love that movie so much. So much.
I'm not saying Dave Grohl is talented. I'm just saying he's a no. Foo Fighters are no for me.
I get it. I like a few Foo Fighters songs. They're not the best. You're right.
So that's why that's my underrated for Brutal Legend, a game literally made for Jack Black. That was awesome. A lot of people haven't played. Well, we got Rob checking in. What's up, Rob? And Pick a Destiny as one that just was panned. People killed it. But everyone I talk to and know, they're about it. They're about that life.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
They're
how
about
do they fail so hard?
If they're not about it, they should be. And if they're not, and if they won't be, they don't deserve to be.
Then come here so I can stab you.
Yeah,
Come here,
come here. I can stab you.
Well, we did our underrated, guys. Let's get into our overrated, and then we'll take our middle break here, and then we'll get into some of our favorites and least favorites. What do you guys have for your overrated juggernaut? What you got for your overrated, my dude?
Oh, overrated. This is one I
Hello,
had.
Stefan.
Hello, Stefan Pedersen.
Gary.
How many double letters in your name? I just want to throw that out there. TTSS. It's too many. OO.
I'm sorry, that's just what I say.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, it's Steven.
I'll say
no.
It's up. I don't know. I was juggling a few around. I'm gonna say Gulliver's Travels.
That's not no.
The only reason
that movie doesn't deserve to even be talked about.
This is why I say this. Solely because of my wife. Because I thought about doing the bird watching one.
Okay, with Steve Martin.
Yeah, but that got banned by the critics too.
What's it called? A Year or something?
Yeah, some shit like that.
Garbage.
Yeah, it got
banned by
critics. And let's be honest, not a lot of Jack Black movies get huge critic ratings, right?
No.
So I say this basically just to piss my wife off because she's like, I love that movie. And I'm like, it's not good. That movie's terrible.
I fully endorse you pissing off your loved one. I think it makes no sense.
I mean, obviously, I care enough about her. I flew down there to see her.
Brandon, cheers.
So I feel like I am obligated to tell her that she is dumb for liking this movie.
Cheers. But well, Jesus. Well, I'm in a different state, but I feel pretty safe. I have a buffer too. She has to go through you to get me. Protect me, Brandon.
Protect me. Yeah, that movie's terrible. And like I said, there's a lot that you just don't have to talk about. Like I say, Shallow Hal, we don't have to even talk about.
We already did. We talked enough about it.
So
I know,
good.
that's what I'm saying.
I'm with you. We'll go back. I'm with you. We'll do another episode all about it. I'm with you.
All about Shallow Hal. We'll just have a whole hour of Shallow Hal.
Jason Alexander had a tail. It's important.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I usually like everything he does, in all honesty.
I'm kind of with Brandon, where I don't think it's overrated because it's pretty universally hated. Mm-hmm. But I can definitely see you saying that it's not good. I almost made that my worst because I sat through about 45 minutes of it. I was on TV, which I had to throw that TV in the garbage because it played that movie.
Oh,
but
I actually did make it my worst. So
it's hard. It's a hard watch.
I just saw my paper that said worst. Gulliver's Travel. I was like, oh, I guess now's a good time to bring it up.
You guys going out of order.
I had it on. I had considered it as my worst, but I went with a different one because I watched it recently.
Ooh, cliffhanger.
I thought it was.
What? So overrated for me. I watched this one, and it seems like it's very Vampire's Assistant-y, which is a house with a clock in its walls. With Kate Blanchett. Kate Blanchett. Fantastic actress. Love her. Great. Jack Black in this, literally just a side comedy aspect. And not just, he's just bad in it. He's not well acted. Didn't seem like he was killing it. The kid in it was really good. I really like the kid in it, but everything else was just like, wow, it's just not, maybe it's not for me. Maybe it's for 12-year-olds, maybe it's for tweens, but not for me. I didn't like it. And then I've seen Jack Black be awesome, and he wasn't in this. So I was like, that's definitely my overrated. Someone's like, I really liked it. And I was like, I don't like you that as much as I did before.
No, it's fair. I agree. I didn't watch this whole movie either. I want to say my wife watched it. We ordered it after it came out and was like on movies and shit. Or on like Redbox or whatever. We ordered it and watched it, and I was just like, I've got so many better things I could be doing right now, and so I'm gonna go ahead and do those things. And I got up. I was like, I can't watch this.
It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
It's not a good movie.
They couldn't have made a worse version.
He's right.
It's true. It's true.
Brandon, overrated. What do you got for me, dude?
So mine's Nacho Libre.
Oh no!
Go fuck yourself.
Oh, no.
No.
Brandon, it's so controversial.
I don't hate this movie. I don't think it's top 3 Jack Black movies.
Oh no!
1,000% top 3.
No,
Oh God! This is so crazy.
1,000% top 3. How not?
We're so divided.
It was a movie that's like, hey, Napoleon Dynamite was funny. Everybody loved that. Let's do the same thing with Mexican wrestling.
No.
Well,
It was exact same style. I don't hate this movie at all. Don't get me wrong.
You're not wrong. It's Jared Hess is the director who directed Napoleon Dynamite, and essentially Jack Black got the script and desperately wanted to work with this guy after loving his kind of really off the cuff sense of humor that was in Napoleon Dynamite. But they're like, yeah, he's like, this is about a Mexican guy. He's like, I don't want to go Mexican face. Maybe the world will cancel everybody in 10 years. Who knows? And the guy's like, we're going to say you had a Swedish mom and a Mexican dad, and we'll address it in the film. He's like, okay, then I'll do it. He's like, if not, I don't want to. And then it worked out.
It did. It did work out.
It's great,
Brandon. Okay, it's amazing.
You know what? Your wife agrees too, but also she likes Gulliver Travel. So do I really trust her opinion? No.
Dang it, Amanda. Dang it. Stop helping.
She's over here. Top Gun is Tom Cruise's best movie.
Yeah.
He's not on a hot streak. Just
it's
saying.
Thunder.
Is Nacho Libre really that great if you compare it to Top Gun and Gulliver's Travel?
I liked Nacho Libre, but I like that kind of humor. Get that corn out of my face.
I like it.
I say that every time someone eats corn. Every time. And I kind of smack it out of their hand.
Yeah, I think Steven's right. It's a good movie to me, but it's so much more fun to quote than it is to watch.
Steven, you like every movie. You don't get to have an opinion.
That's not a bad quality.
That's not true. He is not a Mel Brooks fan. I learned that one.
Okay, so he likes every movie but good movies.
Amanda, edit out Steven from Living.
Yeah, fucking just finish him. April
delete his pulse.
She agrees Nacho is overrated. She doesn't know what she's talking about either.
I like Nacho a lot.
It's amazing.
That's why I went last, fellas, because you guys are stupid opinions. You can go fuck yourselves.
The fucking anaconda squeeze. It's in there for a half a second, but it fucking makes me laugh when he hops on that dude like a piggyback and just goes anaconda squeeze, and he just fucking squeezes him as hard as he can. So stupid and yet so funny.
I got cleaning duties. I got dead guy duties. I need some better duties.
When he's fucking when he's sitting there doing the food and he's like, it's delicious. And he takes a bite out of it and coughs and it comes out of his fucking nose.
So these are my stretchy pants.
Yeah, he fucking when he's sitting there taking the girl out on the date and he sets up and he just whoosh, and every time the fucking whiplash sound.
Such a pose that every guy has done with his girl just to make her laugh, and they go like this. All right, Jesus Christ, take it down a notch. You're like, what do you mean? I'm just being me. I ate my eagle eggs. They don't have any superpowers. They don't even have any nutrients.
They don't have any nutrients. When he summons his eagle powers and he's dancing around the ring, flapping his cape, dude, fucking kills me.
So I want you to read Steven's commenting.
I saw it, and I'm not gonna even bring it up. Steven, you're a jackass.
It's like
Nacho Libre is like the Browns. It should be good, but it's better to make fun of.
Do you even have a football team? What do you? I mean,
who's your Vikings fan? I'll say it.
Was it the Vikings?
Vikings. The Purple Peach Leaders.
How was your playoff run this year? Okay, I thought so.
Yeah, no response from our comment.
No response on the comment there, Steven.
Anyway, you over here listening. What are you, Hulk Hogan? What'd you say?
You did very well.
Sometimes a man wears stretchy pants. He's for fun.
Ramsey's legs are number one. Ramsey's eyes are number one. You might be right, Brandon. Its quotes are amazing. The movie might be harder to watch than I remember.
Telling you, it's a fun fucking movie to quote.
It is.
I yell Nacho all the time. All the fucking time. Whenever I get to play the Nachos, I yell it. It's fun as shit to quote. Overall, the movie's not his best to me.
That's fair.
It's not his best because he did Pick of Destiny, but it's his second best. No, it's his third
best.
I prefer
Destiny might be his second best.
I prefer Tropic Thunder over Nacho.
Perfect segue. My juggernaut over here helped me out. In Nacho Libre, doing his big dive into the stands to finish off Ramsey, he falls and smashes his head on a chair. Blood everywhere. Jack Black, they're like, dude, you need to go to the hospital. He's like, no, let's finish the scene. And the director comes like, nah, you have skin hanging off. He's like, oh, fuck. So he goes to a hospital. They fly in the best plastic surgeon in Mexico, fix up his eyebrow, stitch it. You can barely tell. The guy earned his money. And they go, Jack Black, was that the craziest injury you ever had? Was that the closest to death? He's like, no, absolutely not. In Tropic Thunder, I was strapped to a real water buffalo, naked. And they walked me for 13 takes. He's strapped to a water buffalo. And on the 14th take, he's telling the story. He goes, first of all, I'm not light. I'm not a light guy. I'm a little rotusque. I'm a little big in the belly. The water buffalo, I was tired of it. The water buffalo was very tired of it. Started bucking, kicked him off, and started stomping on the ground. And he was like, holy shit, I'm going to be killed. Got really pissed off. So I'm storming off, said, this is stupid. And they're like, can you just get back on for another? He's like, no, this is dumb. It's too many takes. Left. Found out later that water buffalo was pregnant. They didn't know. Gave birth to a baby water buffalo baby who is named now Jack Black.
I forgot about that scene, and that scene makes me laugh.
I love it. I'm going to bite a tide.
Robert Downey Jr. is the best character in that movie. I don't care what anybody says.
You ain't even wrong.
I don't care what anybody says.
Let's take a quick.
Playing the dude disguised as another dude.
There's another dude. He
I'm
says,
illusion.
and so it's like, all right, you people. The hell you mean, you people? You get.
What do you mean, you people?
The hell you mean, you people?
I love.
Let's
that.
take a quick break.
Booty sweat after that movie. I went and got that energy drink.
Fuck yeah, booty sweat.
I named my fantasy football team Booty Sweat.
Let's take a quick break. Brought to you by our sponsor, The Buzz. We'll be right back talking about our favorite and least favorite Jack Black films. Stay. We're back, guys. Make sure you check out The Buzz for all your favorite multi-podcast platform. Also, great entertainment news. Definitely check out The Buzz. We appreciate those guys for sponsoring us and helping our podcast reach bigger people.
Steven, your Vikings are like the Browns. You're in the same position until you do something. Shut up. Your team sucks, too. Go ahead.
I'm a Niners fan. I'm just waiting for next year.
So you guys can make it again and lose in the Super Bowl again?
I'll let you talk.
This episode is over.
When you have a ring. That's the first time you made playoffs in, 20 years?
Okay, yeah. Hold on to your rings from the 90s there, Cowboys fans.
Okay.
You didn't make playoffs till the 90s, since the 90s, you fuck.
What? You made the playoffs in 2003, bro. Get it right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Still almost 20 years.
Yeah. Well, it was 27. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that timeline can drink now.
Win, okay?
All I said is I'm just waiting until next year.
Yes, you guys.
Then I can be excited again because we'll start 0-0.
I feel like you guys are having great points about things we're not talking about.
Man.
You're right. We are. Thanks, man.
You're what? Let's get there. I want to talk a bit more about Jack Black, some of his other movies. Nacho Libre is definitely a fan favorite. I ate some bugs. I ate some grass. I used my hand to wipe my tears. Definitely quotable, but overrated. You might be right because people love Nacho Libre. Is it his best? I don't think so either. We have some of his best. We're going to talk about him here in a hot second. I'm all about it.
Let's hear it. What's your best?
You want to get into best? So I want to get into some runner-ups for me. My runner-up that we haven't talked about yet is Kung Fu Panda, which was my hardest stretch for me. I love Kung Fu Panda.
I do too.
I'm a big fan.
I forgot that he was even in these movies, and I feel terrible.
Dude,
that's why I was like, Nacho. I think Kung Fu Panda is better than Nacho. The first one.
I think so too.
Yeah, I hate it. Now that we bring up Kung Fu Panda, you're right, dude. Kung Fu Panda is better than Nacho Libre.
See how it just went out of your top three?
Yeah, no, it does.
Real quick.
You're right, dude. Well, I forgot about Kung Fu Panda.
The Dragon Warrior?
Yeah.
Let's not forget about School of Rock.
It's true.
Oogway. I guess Oogway was just a crazy old turtle.
I guess he really was just a crazy old turtle.
Poe's his most relatable character because I too am food motivated.
Yeah. Did you put some cookies on the top shelf? I'll do the splits and get up there to get them too.
Attaboy.
I help people move just so they can pay me in food. I offer. I'm like, you guys moving soon? Because I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. You got pizza, right?
I love Kung Fu Panda so much. To me, it's my Shrek, where your Shrek is your divine gospel. For animated movies, I could not recommend that movie enough. I loved Ian McShane as the bad guy. They got Alex Cross as Stork. They got Jackie Chan as Monkey, Seth Rogen as Mantis, Angelina Jolie as Tigress, and Dustin Hoffman as Sifu, which is like a red panda, like a small little chinchilla-looking dude. Awesome movie. Fun. There are no mistakes. The universe doesn't make mistakes. Very cool sentiment. There's no secret ingredient. Love Kung Fu Panda. But the reason why it's not my favorite is they kind of hangovered it, right? If they'd have made 1 or 2 movies.
They didn't do as bad, though.
No. I watched the third one. The third one's watchable. Not bad, but not great either.
They're all decent, but none of them compare to
the first one.
Shrek.
Well, it's true.
None of them are good as Shrek 6. I mean, that's a great one.
Whoa. There's only 2 Shreks. You got to give Shrek the.
Wait, what about 3 and a 4?
No, it's the only movie to have a good sequel, and they just decided to stop.
Yeah, no, it's true. Those other ones were offshoots.
Yeah, they were spin-offs.
Spin-offs of the original too.
I love Kung Fu Panda though.
Yeah,
I do love this movie.
Ian McShane's like, what are you gonna do, fat boy? Sit on me. He's like, don't tempt me.
Don't tempt me.
I've been there. I know that feeling.
It's the greatest movie history.
He taught you the crazy technique?
I just figured it out.
When he's sitting there trying to hit him with the fucking things and he just like got too much fat, so he can't get to the pressure point. Yeah, lock him up.
Dude, so it's, to me, I think the reason why I liked it so much is Beverly Hills Ninja became animated and turned into a panda. It's not starring Chris Farley, but damn near close.
He's a panda. You're a panda. Love that movie.
You're a panda.
You're a panda.
I'm trying not to slash as much because I slash almost every episode.
We do.
I did not slash. This would have been my slash.
Kung Fu Panda?
Okay. Would have been slash.
I want to talk about one more, which I don't think will be in our favorites. It's not Shell House. Saving Silverman with
I love this movie. This was almost my underrated.
Yeah. It's your underrated?
It was almost my underrated. I went year 1.
Dude, so good. So good. Suzanne made me like him. Jack Black, fantastic. It was just an interesting, well-done movie that made me enjoy Jack Black. We ate him. You ate him? Yep. Alive. So fun. He just made the movie fun. It's a dumb, kind of, not a stoner comedy, but close. Fun movie.
It's borderline stoner comedy.
Pretty close.
Like,
I feel like a lot of his are, though.
Yeah, that's true. He's just a stoner comedy type of person, whether it be making to be or not. It's just how it comes out.
My favorite, though, that's all I wanted to mention before we got too much in the favorites, was School of Rock. School of Rock is a movie that I owned, that I've seen probably 300 times. And to me, because it literally was written by a friend of Jack Black with Jack Black in mind, and it is so evident that this movie, I want a comedic guy that actually likes rock, that wants to teach kids and could be awesome. I watched the scene where he teaches them guitar the first time. He goes, bum, 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 bum. Lawrence is good at piano. He will be rocking in my show. Shaka-ka-ka. Enough. You. What about you? We're on the side. Cello. Here we go. Give me some bass. Give me a little bit of the deep. Bum, 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 bum. Perfect. I could watch that scene. I love it so much. Him as a bad substitute teacher, using them to win a rock contest, but I mean, really perfect casting. Like Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man is so good. Equally as good to me as School of Rock. I love Jack Black as his character.
Yeah, I can agree with that. This is another movie that I think is better than Nacho Libre.
Yeah, I mean.
So I, too, love School of Rock. I mean, come on. It's Jack Black singing. We all love Destiny. It's just like teaching kids.
It's Jack Black and Tenacious D with no Kyle Gass. That's all it is.
That's right.
By the way, I'm a big fan of Kyle Gass. They're uncredited in Biodome as the band, and I rewatched Biodome like I don't know, 10 years ago. And I was like, okay. And I'm watching it and I'm like, that's Tenacious D. That was my favorite part of the movie. I go, I know those guys.
After the fact.
That movie was a guilty pleasure of mine growing up. I watched it as an adult. It's like, fuck, I love this movie. I was like, I'm such a stupid kid.
Dude, that was most of Pauly Shore's movies for me.
It's all of them. Just say all of them.
As a kid, yeah, it's all of them. I love, like, Son-in-Law, loved. Watched it when I got older. I was like, oh, man.
Yeah.
Rough. What was I
None
doing?
of these movies deserve to be made.
If you want to feel old, by the way, the kids from School of Rock took a picture with Jack Black recently, maybe 5 years, of them hanging out with Jack Black. They're all about 22, 23, around that age.
Mm-hmm.
And they're hanging out with Jack Black. Jack Black still looks amazingly Jack Black, but all these kids that you saw when they're like 10 as prodigies and these different instruments are now hanging around with him. You're like, Jesus, that's cool. I love it.
You mean Jack Black, the famous TikTok star?
Oh, God.
That was my underrated slash. His video game playing, Jablinski, and
his WAP dancing? Mm.
Yes. Dude, nobody hits the WAP like Jack Black.
Nobody.
So
Cardi
funny.
B who? That's Jack B.
Also, his costume
Jack B.
way more sexualized than Cardi B's when he hits the WAP.
True.
So I'm saying.
Yeah, and I didn't see her spraying water all over herself.
Yeah.
He's got curves in all the right places.
Yeah, he does. He's Jack Black, for God's sakes.
Warning ahead, might contain curves.
So funny.
He's got more wiggle to him than she does. And I like it.
So that is my favorite of his. I have a slash, but I don't think I'm going to have to mention it. School Rock is my favorite. Brandon, let's go in a little circle here. What is your favorite Jack Black film?
I went Jumanji.
Jumanji. Welcome to Jumanji.
I seriously love him being a teenage girl.
I agree.
But to me, he stole the show. Like The Rock, Kevin Hart, the hilarious. No one beats Jack Black being a teenage girl.
Oh yeah.
This was my slash that I had very little fear that it wouldn't come up. I had very little fear.
I ran through his movies. I was like, it's probably School of Rock. I was like, oh fuck, Kung Fu Panda. Oh God, Jumanji. I'm like, God damn, Tenacious D. I'm like, fuck me, man. He's got really shitty movies, but he's got some great ones.
He has some of my faves, dude. Some of my faves.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jumanji I liked, and we talked about it before. They take the spin on the board game, which nobody plays unless you're doing like adult drunk game nights.
Right.
And then you turn into a video game, and you see like the little, every time they die, their little like health bar that you see, the heart goes away. They're like, what's that mean? I don't know what that means. What does it mean? It's like, maybe you only get 3, you're done. You die in the game, you die for real. Him as what is it? She's the
Bethany.
When she gets eaten by the crocodile or whatever.
The hippo.
The hippo. Yeah, the hippo. That's what it is. So
she's like, he's giving the big speech by the water.
Yes. And
it just slowly comes out, and there's like,
everyone's backing away slowly, not saying anything.
The Rock and Kevin Hart have a great table read where they go, we were so excited to do this movie. We weren't sure how it would work, but we knew it all kind of hinged on Jack Black. Can he play this part? And Jack Black said, I don't know what it was, but I knew right away that I could play a high school girl. I don't know what it was. I just knew right away. And sure enough, there's a scene where he goes, guys, this is crazy. I literally have a penis attached to my body right now. Guys, Bethany, come here. Come look at my penis. So funny. So funny.
Yeah, him as a girl. It's just, to me, that was the selling point because I was a little iffy on Jumanji.
Yeah.
It's fair.
I'm like, come on, they're like redoing a classic. I love the first one. And then I heard Jack Black as a girl. I was like, well, I'm in. Let's do this.
You're like, it's like the 15-year-old girl played by Jack Black. Sold.
Doesn't make me creepy at all.
Yeah, no.
Steven and Brandon Wayne jump in here as well, saying Jumanji is one of their favorites.
Yes.
Steals the show. I would tell you, in a movie with Kevin Hart, who's probably one of the biggest people in the world right now, The Rock, who people say might run for president, which, by the way, I'd vote for him.
The people's president.
Wrestling joke.
Can you imagine in that movie with those guys that they would be upstaged by Jack Black? If someone told you that, you'd be like, I have to see it. And I think he does. I think he absolutely killed it as the 16-year-old who goes, all right, put your head down. Now look up. Now give me some sparkle. Give me some sparkle like an anime character. You need your eyes to pop. You got to pop them like that. There you go. That's it.
Love it. I did like his because I mean me, I love Jack Black. So if you were to say he upstages these two, I'd say that's easy. It's Jack Black. The guy can do anything.
All right.
Sky's the limit with this guy. Am I right?
Sky's the limit, but it is The Rock and Kevin Hart. They got the greatest.
Let's talk about The Rock's acting chops here. Okay.
No, he's
really? Superstar? No, the guy makes action movies that people go see because he blows shit up.
Yeah, I know. His shtick.
I like Hobbs and Shaw a lot. Don't get me started.
I did like it.
Hobbs and Shaw too. Okay.
Oh, they'll get one.
I'm
gonna do my toast right now, which I poured a little bit too much rum. I'm happy now that I'm in California. But Jumanji to me was a game changer because I didn't know how much more Jack Black had in him. He could have went the route of Mike Myers and did Shrek movies forever, but in the form of Kung Fu Panda. They've had like 3 offshoots and Netflix series and sequels. You know what he did? He came back as a 16-year-old girl, made us all fall in love with Jack Black again, and I was so glad that he did. Dude, I've been a fan since I was 12. I dressed up. I've got a Tasmanian devil costume to be the demon in a music video. I've loved this guy for a long time, and when he came back, I was like, there's my guy. There's my guy. I love it.
You need to get off that serious acting shit, those indie films or whatever. No, that was trash. Everybody goes through a phase, though, right? Everybody does it.
It's just a phase, man. If you're an actor, it's just a phase. You go through a weird phase. You got to bounce back. That's all it is.
You try to be different. You try to make a name for yourself, not just as a goofy, fat, lovable guy. It didn't work for him. It didn't work.
Nope. I'm sick of being Poe. I want to be an actor. And then he comes back. He's like, all right, Poe's not such a bad idea. Let's make more money.
Well, cheers to his redemption, man. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, cheers. I'll cheers to that.
Yeah, cheers.
Him not only being relevant, him killing it. Him being one of the biggest stars in the world right now.
TikTok star, man.
Dude, Claptrap in Bordersland coming up. He's voicing the robot.
Yeah, I heard about that. I was pretty stoked. I was like, this will make me want to see a Bordersland movie.
I hope you don't die, because then I'd have to find someone else.
Yeah. Hearing Jack Black's voice come out of is it Claptrap? That's the name of it?
Claptrap.
Yeah. I played the second one. I liked it. I didn't play the first one, but it's a fun game. But
they're entertaining.
Huh?
They're entertaining games.
Yeah, I liked them. The art style on it was hard to get used to.
It was. That one took me a minute.
Yeah, it was one of those ones I played, and I was like, even a few hours in, I'm like, all right.
I need to take a break to have my eyes adjust.
Yeah, I just got to keep playing and pushing through because this is rough. It's like playing in a comic book page. It's just like you're like living in a comic book page, which again worked out really well.
It's like playing Spider-Verse.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Comic pop art or Comic Sans.
I'm out of here.
Something like that.
I got the double exactly.
He said, "It's a walk-off. It's a walk-off."
Both of those. Do the George Costanza. Leave on a high note.
Yeah, you gotta leave on a high note.
And like in Shallow Hal.
But keep the computer on so we just see your empty room.
Gordon, we talked about my favorite, which is School of Rock. Let's rock today. We talked about Jumanji. Awesome. Has the smolder in it. Has Kevin Hart tired of being the small guy. The sequel, which is also good, which I thought was gonna suck. Awkwafina did a great job in that. What is your favorite Jack Black movie?
Me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you already said it, but yeah.
I said Pick a Destiny.
Yeah, I mean, those are all 3 great movies. I'm not mad at it at all. I mean, definitely different tastes of them. Different, especially with him going the whole rock way. He talks shit about Keanu Reeves. He's like, listen, I don't care if you do rock and act, but you better be coming with that sauce. You better be coming with the heat. If you come in there weak, I'm going to bring it up. Keanu Reeves, dog star. And I was like, you might have jumped a little too early on John Wick. You might have maybe a little bit you jumped early on John Wick, but I thought it was funny that he called him out in that. I'm sure it's, they're buddies now, but that made me laugh.
I feel like does anybody really have beef with Jack Black?
No.
Does anybody have beef with Keanu Reeves?
Now, if they're smart.
Should have beef with Keanu Reeves. He got casted, I think, on purpose. Here's my conspiracy theory. He really is the one. and he really is John Wick. Okay,
Yeah,
you don't
obviously.
get casted as these two people coincidentally. All
Aren't they
right,
the same person?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's just who Keanu Reeves is. He's a time traveler who's a badass. That's what it is. He can dodge bullets. He can fight dudes with one hand.
He can kill him with a horse kick.
Yeah, and a pencil.
It's called horse foo.
Horse food. What's up?
All right, we getting into worst? Or we ever done worst? No, let's get into worst.
I haven't done worst.
Okay, Jordan, hit me with your worst. What you got here, Juggernaut?
I'm gonna hit you with the worst because it took me a solid 4 or 5 times to watch this movie.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
And I don't think it'll be as crazy as y'all think. It's a what's the term I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Not creature. It's a property that I love. I watched the old movies, like the black and white movies. It's 2005's Peter Jackson. I think it was 2005. Peter Jackson's King Kong.
Ooh, what a good one. We haven't mentioned it. I love it.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's funny. A lot of people hate this movie. I liked it.
I fucking hated it.
I enjoyed it. It's boring. You got to get through the boring parts. When they're on the island, I'm like, I fucking love this movie. Everything else, I'm like, yeah, I don't do this movie that much.
Yeah, well, dude, it was like getting to the island took so long.
It did. Peter Jackson's known for making long movies with Lord of the Rings.
Dude,
The only difference is he had great story to tell in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, well,
We'll shorten it up.
getting to like the fun parts in Lord of the Rings or whatever, you were still interested in the characters. That first fucking, I swear to God, hour and a half of the movie that they are not.
Well, it's a 3-hour movie. You might be right.
I fucking hated, and it took me 4 times to watch the movie all the way through. And by the time I watched it, I was like, I don't fucking care anymore.
I actually almost made this my underrated as well because I do enjoy this movie. It is a rough watch to get through the beginning. I don't hate Jack Black. I think they could have done better.
Yeah, I hate it. And I love the property, dude. I watched King Kong vs. Godzilla, the old one.
Yeah.
It's obviously 2 dudes in suits fighting each other, and I love it. Yeah. I love those old Godzilla movies. King Kong, love it, dude. I love the
very Power Rangers-esque.
Yeah. The Kong Skull Island, fucking one of my favorite movies.
Really?
I love that movie. I love King Kong. I'm Team Kong. Okay.
So there's no.
Is that your pick to win?
That's my pick, dude. I am Team Kong.
Ooh, he is on the books, ladies and gentlemen. King Kong, win it all. You heard it here first.
Team
He is the titan of power under no different differential.
A knockout in the second round, he says. A knockout in the second round.
Of the match.
Call me Mystic Mac. I predict these things.
I can't wait for the weigh-in, to be honest. It's going to be a chippy weigh-in.
It is, dude. You know it is. I'm Team Kong. I love King Kong the property, and I fucking hated that movie. It almost ruined King Kong for me.
There is an Australian comedy group, much like Tenacious D, who did a song about their favorite movies. And one of their best one is Get to the Fucking Monkey, which is where they describe all of these different movies. He's like, Star Wars, perfect, don't fucking touch it. And they got all these different movies. He's like, Jaws, show the girl topless, have the shark attack in the movie. And then when they get to Peter Jackson's King Kong, they have a Get to the Fucking Monkey. That is their chorus as the entire movie. And he's like, in the middle, a very nice, lovely sex scene between King Kong and the woman. Silhouetted, of course, behind the shadow. And then right back into it.
Get to the fucking monkey. Love it. It's true.
I'll send it to you afterwards.
I don't hate anybody for putting this as their worst movie, overrated, whatever you want to say. It got really good reviews. Like I said, I enjoyed it, but it's a long movie and it's not worth the watch. It's worth the middle part. That's it.
You get a good 45 minutes of good. And then the other 2 hours.
I would say you get a good 40. I don't like any of the actors though in this movie.
How do you like the Bugs
team? Not in this movie.
What one?
I like Jack Black. It's not in this movie. I don't like the main character though. Whatever the fuck his name is.
Oh, now you got me.
Adrian Brody.
Yeah, I don't like him as an actor.
I think Anne Heche is the female lead, which she's fantastic. She's very entertaining. She juggles for the monkey, and they like each other and all that different stuff. Ape, sorry. But I'm with you. Adrian Brody, to me, I've seen a lot of his movies, and I think he's good, but for some reason, I Hold on, guys. Jeez. God, I don't even mean to.
Look at how it works.
We're idiots.
We are. It's just so easily amused. Hey, like our audience. What's up, guys? Hey. I'm not mad at that because I'm with you. 3.5 hours. I better be entertained the whole time. And it's a two-parter. I watched the Justice League Zack Snyder movie. Is it better than Justice League, the original one? Yes. Is it 4.5 hours long? Better believe it. So come in there ready. Watch a third and then do a second.
I'm gonna watch it this week because I'm stoked. I'm gonna watch.
We're talking about next week. I don't know. We'll see. I ain't got 4 hours.
I do. I loved the original Justice League, so I want to see what's better.
Oh God, such terrible
I'll talk to death about the original Justice League. Y'all aren't
Brandon.
You don't like the Justice League movie.
Besides the worst opinion on Justice League, which is Jordan's, what is your worst movie done by Jack Black?
All right. So it's not a Jack Black movie. My worst Jack Black movie is Gulliver's Travels. But it's Waterworld.
Waterworld!
Movie, and I fucking hate Waterworld.
Explain.
Movie so much. So fucking stupid.
Explain. Make them understand.
I hate it.
Like you were a child.
He's in it for a minute, but I'm like, I hate this movie so much. It's being talked about. It is his worst movie.
Tell him who he plays in it.
He plays a pilot.
For how long?
A minute, if that.
If he's lucky, it's a minute. If he's
he's unlucky. He's in the movie for that long.
Jack Black has played a huge amount of, like I said, fifth tree from the left in this movie. So he played the pilot in Waterworld that circles the craft with the grappling hook that's tearing apart the sail, and he has to shoot it. That's Jack Black. That's Jack Black in Waterworld.
Yeah, not a good movie. I mean, Gulliver's Travels, worst Jack Black movie, but he's in this movie, so it's his worst.
I love that answer. That's so funny. I forgot
I've done
about
countless times where I'm like, yeah, he's in it for a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it's the worst one because I fucking hate this movie. I agree completely with you. Doesn't matter how long. If they're in it, it's their movie now because of how much you hate it.
Dude, it's true.
Waterworld. I'm gonna get a poster signed by Kevin Costner of Waterworld for you.
Oh,
dude, I'll keep it and sell it.
No, you won't.
$1.
You're keeping that poster.
You'll have to pay somebody to take that poster.
Dude, I will too. I fucking will.
Fire won't burn it. They're like, nah, man, I know. You want this
fire? They're like, whoa, we don't do Kevin Costner.
We'll put it on Facebook Marketplace. It's like price -$5 in the description. I will give you $5 to come pick this up.
I'll even pay for the shipping. Mail you your $5.
I'll pay for the shipping. I'll fucking international it. I'll pay that $30.
I'll drive to your house to drop this off.
That is a goal now of mine. I need something signed by Kevin Costner. I'm gonna put it right on your right shoulder over there.
Dude, it depends on what it is. I'll fucks with it. But if it's Waterworld or Dancing with Wolves,
I'm getting both. I'm gonna try for both.
I can get both from Dancing with Wolves.
I'm gonna find a Costner you like. I'm gonna find it. Is there any other movies you guys want to bring up for our boy Jables? Who?
What's your worst? I'll say you didn't bring up the worst.
Okay, you guys ready? I was waiting to go last. Give me a second. I was waiting to go last. My least favorite movie of Jack Black, and it was a tough pick, is the movies he's not in. I think Jack Black should be in all the movies all the time, guys. I am just saying, I think that he should be pilot number 4. Why not have him as an extra as Trash Goblin 6 in Demolition Man? He's done it before. He's done Satellite Repairman, which both of his parents are, which is cool in any other state. Why can't we have him back in these little cameo roles?
He's too big now.
You're right. My least favorite movie is Gulliver's Travels. I watched half of it and I couldn't do it. I was like, it's such a well-renowned book, and then I watched it and I was just like, their editing is bad. He's funny, so is everyone in this movie. Someone messed up.
It's got Emily Blunt too.
I love Emily Blunt. I love her.
You mean Mrs. Fantastic?
God.
Well, I hope so.
She should be. So. If it's not Emily Blunt and John Krasinski Marvel, you're fucking up.
Whoa. Yeah, you guys are dipshits. And then also have John Krasinski just direct it too.
Yes, please. I'm in.
Right? And then we'll have the Human Torch played by Jack Black and the Thing played by Kyle Gass. We have the casting. Let's figure out the script.
They just rock everybody's heads off, their socks off.
They certainly do
I was
rock.
gonna say,
the thing.
You'd get the most hardcore flame on ever. That's how,
You gotta do a
that's how it
scat.
would be.
Flame out!
Flame out.
Yeah. Flame out! And then
His guitar.
fucking Johnny Storm's powers are music. He's just like, fuck it. Ring, din, 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 diddle. He just fucking plays a guitar.
I am into this.
I'm in.
Before we get to our final thing, where Brandon tells you everywhere you can follow us on these different social media sites and places you can listen to our podcast, I want to give a big shout out to The Buzz, which is part of our essentially sponsorship, which I got a little word today about a couple more sponsors that might be jumping on, which is pretty cool. And we will I'm serious. Yeah. We'll
Are we going to get some good
yeah.
reads that we can read off and not have to lift?
All right, I'm ready to start reading it.
Everyone, I have potato peelers.
So follow us on Facebook, Instagram.
Oh, that was actually perfect.
It's the most work you guys have done all podcast.
I
But I
thought
do
we
wanna
had a
thank
great
Buzz.
read to them. I don't know how it didn't work out.
Which is an awesome podcast ring with a lot of great places you can follow and check out different shows. You like our show, you follow our show, great taste. But there's a lot of stuff for every different taste out there. A little flavor to savor. Definitely check it out. And you can also follow us on, Brandon?
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud,
Get it.
iTunes,
What?
Spotify,
Let's rock today.
Pornhub.
It's the enthusiasm, man. It sucked me right in. I'm gonna tell you all of those. Facebook.
Well, I knew I was throwing
Instagram.
Pornhub in there, so I just wanted to be very jazz with it all.
I like Pornhub. What are you doing? Pornhub.
Everybody's doing OnlyFans these days, but
We'll
you're
get there.
making cinema, guys. We're doing Pornhub. Come on.
We're
Hey,
keeping
we're
it classic.
fine.
The video I have posted recently. It's perfect.
If you can't find us there, look for us on Grindr. Hey, thank you everybody for tuning in this week. We appreciate your awesome Jack Black episode.
Archie, I want to be on In Between the Pipes. Make this happen.
Let's go. Let's do
Oh.
it. I'm about
Do
it.
it. Go Sharks.
Cross platform. Cheers,
Fuck the
guys.
Sharks,
Thank
dude.
you.
Go Abs.
Go fuck yourself.
Fuck you, Brandon.
Okay, hold on,
Yeah,
guys.
I will.
Join,
Wait, they're gonna cut us off if you
yeah,
guys.
guys.
Get the Lambo car, house in the hills with the stars. Told you I'd raise the bar.